All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Holy smokes, what is going on? I'm for those who don't know, I'm just waking up in Asia here, and man, what a green candle, what a daily close, what a tweet from the President of the United States on Truth Social, sending the market into a frenzy. Cardano up like 40, 50%, XRP up 50%, Solana up 30, 40%, just absolute crazy. $10,000 move in Bitcoin in a day. Just, man, these God candles, they're becoming commonplace. That's the third God candle we've had. Yeah, no, this is crazy. So let's dive into it. You know, we got to follow along with our strategy. So we're going to take a look at the strategy. We got 7 people joining in. And guys, hit the like button, share this video. Let's spread it through the algorithm. Let's spread it like butter and get as many people in as possible. How are we looking? How are we looking? I've done a few edits to the stream. Is it stable? Is it stable? 9K in 3 hours. Yes. Crazy. Am I dropping frames? Am I looking good? I did a bunch of changes on my streaming software, so I just want to make sure I'm coming in nice and clear. Looks good on YouTube, but Restream is saying no bueno, so let me know. Let me know how it's looking. All good. Good. Let's check it out here on X. Follow me on X if you're not already following. Looks good on X. All right. Happy Strategic Reserve Day, although it should be only Bitcoin, at least in the beginning. Yep. Only on YouTube, by the way. Okay, good. I'm listening in a headset for a strange reason. You're only in my left ear. Ah, no, I think you are right. Let me see if I can change that. Let's try that. That doesn't work. What about if I do that? Does that work? Nope. Only in the left ear. How do I change that? How do I change that? How do I make it mono? Need to make it mono. All right, well, I'll have to mess around with it another time. Oh, here we go. There we go. That should be better. That should be better. We should be coming at you evenly in both ears. Tickling the eardrums. All right, let's stop messing around. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here. So we have a decision to make. We have a decision to make. Now, let me refresh your memories if you haven't already paid attention to some of the prior live streams. We were talking about how we have these two things that need to happen. We either need a catalyst or we need a capitulation. We did that basically the day before the capitulation. The private group was updated, and hopefully, you know, a lot of people saw the down move coming. We came down and retested the 200 moving average here on the alphanumerics indicator. This, you don't have to have the alphanumerics indicator. It's just the 200. Flashed our buy signal and got a bounce off of it. But we also have our bear market indicator flashing. And that's just as a result of this accumulation taking too long and us breaking key support. Now, the recovery begs the question, is this a sign of weakness or is this a spring? And that's the question that we're going to have to answer over the next few days of price action. The decision that we need to make is, you know, I I said, when this wave turns red, I'm going to take some money off the table. I'm going to take a little bit of profits. We got in at 18K. I'm looking to secure some of those profits. This is a bearish indicator, bearish signal. That was my signal to kind of take out some profits. We fell quite quickly and I didn't get the opportunity to do so. And now we've bounced up right into the area that I shared in the private group. I shared it right here under Bitcoin, saying, this is the area of interest for me. I'm wanting to see us come back up into this kind of $94,000 level. And here we are. Here we are. We're up at that level. So the question for me now is this announcement from President Trump going to be the catalyst? Is this going to be the catalyst? We've had our capitulation. Capitulation is healthy for the market, by the way. When max fear comes into the market, it shakes up the order books and it reprices everything. And we just get a lot more volume coming into the market as a result of that. So we had the capitulation and now we're looking at a potential catalyst. So basically what I need to see on price action is a couple things. I need to see us hold this range, this long-term range that we've been watching for a while. I need to see us either hold here, hold the $90,000 level, and break this downward sloping line of resistance. If we can hold this level and break this downward sloping line of resistance, then maybe, just maybe, we don't need to sell and we can consider this a false signal. We already had one false signal in this consolidation. So we might consider this a false signal as well if we can get that price action that gets us above 90 and breaks this downward sloping line of resistance over the next couple days. It needs to be fast. If it happens slowly, I'm going to interpret that as weakness. So this theory has to happen quickly. We need to move quickly on this one. That price development that I'm discussing needs to get on top of the moving averages, needs to get above that downward sloping line of resistance. And then I could be a little bit confident that this latest announcement is indeed a catalyst. The catalyst that we were saying would happen. When I said that was a couple streams ago where I said, it's either we need because we were getting very stagnant. Nothing was happening. I'm like, well, we either need a catalyst or a capitulation. It's kind of funny that we're kind of getting both. We got a capitulation leading into a potential catalyst. Fascinating. We almost caught that too. In the private group, I had a leveraged play, and I got stopped out. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Got stopped out and missed this big move. The idea was correct, but we just got stopped out a little bit right there at the bottom there. It was a little too volatile. So now we have an 8K CME gap. Yeah, we do. I'm not much of a gap boy, but who knows? Maybe we do come down and test some sort of a double bottom formation, right? Like maybe we do lose this and have to come in for, a higher low. So here's the other thing to kind of be careful about. Like the market's very excited about this, but the fundamentals here have not changed. The fundamentals here have not changed, nor had they changed down here, and nor do they change up here. Nothing's actually happening. Nothing's actually happening in terms of like the government moving forwards with purchasing some of these assets. I'm a little apprehensive, specifically in the short term with this tweet, because it just feels a little bit manipulative. Now, that's not to say that we can't continue to go higher, because maybe this is just the beginning of a long multi-month manipulation of, hyping the market up into a frenzy, whipping it into a frenzy, and moving the market up to the point at which the insiders, because this definitely feels like an insider's game now. I mean, it always kind of was, but the insiders are big and powerful now. Whipping the market into a frenzy so that they can sell. let's see how we're doing here on Restream. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Everything's good. We also had a 10K daily candle from low to high. Yeah. Daily candle. When we hover over that, it was, well, the daily, yeah, from the low to high. Yeah. Let's do that measured move. So this daily candle from low to high was $10,178.61 on the index chart. Big candle, big move, big move. These are going to be commonplace moving forwards. These are your God candles. And I think the God candles are just going to be everyday candles. Do you think one more dump might happen? I don't know. I don't know at this point. So that's the question. And we don't have an answer right now. We need, I think the next 48 hours will be very revealing in terms of price action. So we need like 48 hours because right now this is an irrational move. So we need to see how does the market absorb this irrational move? And what we're trying to decide is this a spring? Or is this a sign of weakness into an LPSY? Sorry, for the non-Wyckofian users out there, a spring is basically a final shakeout before a consolidation, an accumulation can break out to new all-time highs and start a trend. And an LPSY stands for last point of supply, which is a reactionary pump that goes into a resistance and gets a rejection to a new low and continues the trend out of the consolidation. So it's kind of do or die here. And I don't feel like we have enough information. I think over the next 48 hours, the way that price moves will tell us a lot. Because right now our bias is bearish. You know, we have a bearish bias because of the indicator. So we're apprehensive right now. I haven't sold anything because it just came down too fast for me to take reasonable action. And I was waiting for this recovery. But this recovery is coming with a narrative. And that's what's causing me delay on some of my actions because, you know, if this, I was expecting this regardless. I was expecting this move up to this level. This orange box is not new. I had this drawn, you know, right after the dump, I drew this orange box. I was expecting this move up to this level. But the move that I was expecting was to be lethargic and not really narrative driven. The fact that we have a narrative on this pump leads us into that potential catalyst. And narratives are everything in this little game that we play, this crypto industry that we play in. So we need to see how powerful the narrative is in terms of its effects on the market. So yeah, we need a little bit of time. We need a little bit of time, I think. Did you not say XRP is a scam coin? It is a scam coin. Yeah, XRP is a scam. There's 3 categories of scams. There's blatant scams. There are insider scams. And there's Bitcoin evangelism scams. For the rest of this year, nobody's going to call XRP a scam. All right. For the rest of the year, nobody's going to call it a scam. But the reality is what blockchain technology is at its core is it's a communications protocol, just like the internet, just like email. We don't need more than one, and we won't have more than one eventually. And what makes Bitcoin unique is the fact that there is no leader, just like there's no leader of email, just like there's no leader of the internet. There's no owner, operator, influencer of the internet or email. Bitcoin is the protocol. But it'll probably take the market a decade to figure that out. That's my opinion. I think it's going to take about a decade for the market to realize that the only winner here is Bitcoin. And in the meantime of the market figuring that out, they need to, all these scams will pump. All these scams will pump. XRP will pump. Cardano will pump. Solana will pump. But they are scams. They are the worst kind of scams because people don't believe that they are scams. They are the worst kind of scams because they are trying to do something that is unachievable, and they're tricking a lot of people into thinking that this unachievable thing is achievable. I still have 30K to deploy, but I'm not sure when to. I think just wait, man. I think just wait. Insane weekly candle. Yes. Yes, you did. So why should anyone listen to your opinion? Hey, duck dive. If you want to buy XRP, buy XRP. But look into, first of all, XRP is not proof of work. Bitcoin's not the first coin. Bitcoin's not the first stab at this, okay? Bitcoin's the first time that this worked. We've been trying to create money on the internet. The cypherpunk community has been trying to create money on the internet for decades, basically since the internet took off. Bitcoin's not the first try. Bitcoin's the first try that worked. And proof of work is an incredibly important part of that. And XRP is not proof of work. It won't last. There's nothing backing it. There's no support. There's no intrinsic value to the underlying asset. Whereas Bitcoin is an electricity denominated currency. So you can call me an idiot. I don't care. I've been here a long time. I'm not fucking new to this. All right. I've heard it all forever. This isn't new. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to sit here and tell you what I think. And that is my opinion. And my opinion is everything that isn't Bitcoin will one day not be around. And that's, like I said, at least a decade away. Enjoy the confusion of the market because there's plenty of profits to be made. There's plenty of trades to be made. There's plenty of money to be made. Okay? Enjoy the misunderstanding, but don't fall victim of the misunderstanding. If you believe that XRP is equal to Bitcoin, full stop, you haven't done enough research and you need to go do more research. And that's not meant to be an insult, although it sounds like one. That's me telling you that you are missing some key understandings of this new technology, blockchain technology. You're missing some key understandings as to why decentralization works in a certain way and why Bitcoin is at the top and consistently has been at the top and will consistently be at the top. It will not be dethroned. And there's a reason for that. And yeah, you got to do a little research, my friend. Smoking chicken fish, brah. That's the future of finance right there. That's the future of finance. Smoking chicken fish. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe it's not the future of finance. Maybe smoking chicken fish was a rug. But it did get this little 75% candle that looks like a blip in the radar. Those 75% candles always look like a blip when you're down 97%. It pamped. I'm gonna have to be honest with the people that have been following me for a while. My strong opinions on Bitcoin are not doing this channel any favors. So I'm probably going to have to zip my lip for the rest of the bull market here. XRP is the future. Cardano is the future. Solana is the future. Because ultimately I want to be there when people come to their own realizations. It's not super hard to do the measurements. Like if we take a look at Cardano BTC. You know, it'll take people a while to realize that it's a downtrend, right? You know, you had the all-time high here in 2018. Then you had another, you know, all-time high in fiat, but it was a lower price. This is going to continue, in my opinion. And this is what pisses a lot of people off. But, you know, everybody's on their own journey. Everybody, you know, puts in the effort that they put in. I just don't see us taking out this high in Bitcoin terms. I just don't see us taking out this high. This will be a brand new high in dollar terms. So people will have this illusion that, you know, it just keeps going up in price. It just keeps going up in price. And although that is a reality, fiat's in a downtrend, my friend. It always goes down. What you're trying to do is get your purchasing power. Your purchasing power needs to go up. So you need to change the mindset. And that's why I think it'll take about a decade for people to figure this out, because it'll take a decade of bull markets and bear markets to see this trend of, you know, Cardano, BTC being a downtrend. And then eventually people will be like, oh shit, you know, I guess, you know, if I'm starting to think in Bitcoin terms, I guess I really should just buy Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's the one that's holding its value over time. It's not actually Cardano that's holding its value over time. It's Bitcoin. But like I said, we are in a fiat denominated world. People still think in dollars, and that's no fault on them. Of course, you should think in dollars. The world works on dollars. But yeah. Just don't ignore Bitcoin. Don't ignore Bitcoin. Fart Boy, our UK asset. Fart Boy is huge in the UK. You had Fart Boy an 81K market cap. It went to 200 mil. Jeez, I hope you took profits. Cheap viewers on streambo.com. Thanks for the spam. Check Fart Boy. Oy, oy, oy. Are we at that part of the show already? We're already at that part of the show, eh? I don't know, man. Like, what do you do with this? You take profits. You take profits. That's what you do with this. I can't make an endorsement to buy that. It's a meme, and a meme is a rug. At its core, it's a rug. It's just when will it rug and how high will it go before it rugs, but it's still a rug. We all held through the dump. Nothing to add, but good morning. Good morning. It's just been listed on other exchanges. That's usually the top signal, especially if there's futures. If they launch futures, that's usually the top signal, because now whales can exit positions with futures contracts, and they can short their spot position while they slowly unload their spot position. So not only do they secure the profits, they actually make more money on the futures contracts while selling down. Not financial advice, you know, but it's generally what happens. Generally what happens. All right. Let's take a look at some smaller time frames here. Let's turn alphanumerics off. Oh, we had a banger MRI trade, by the way. We had a banger MRI trade, and man, we needed it because we were in a downtrend there on MRI. We got this is at 4x, so 44%. 44% on that pump on MRI. Do you think we're getting close to alt season now? So there's an interesting new theory I have about altcoin season. And yeah, I think there will be an altcoin season. But I also think that part of the altcoin season is actually going to exist on the US stock market. I think a portion of the liquidity and a portion of the hype is actually going to be on the stock market, because another potential catalyst that's setting up is GME adding Bitcoin to their reserves. If they add Bitcoin to their reserves, they're probably going to 10x the share price. And other stocks, other companies are going to see that strategy work in real time, with, you know, the president being super bullish and friendly on crypto. And they're going to do the same thing. And that might cause this feedback loop of FOMO, of all these American companies just simply taking some of their cash and turning some of their cash into Bitcoin, and boom, their share prices go up. They're adopting this, you know, strategy. And we can see a bunch of penny stocks do that. And you could potentially see a large kind of altcoin cycle, but it's US equities. That's going to be pretty interesting to see. But, you know, altcoin season could totally be starting here as well. And that can go into, you know, the traditional methods that we look at with altcoins being, you know, DEXs and centralized cryptocurrency exchanges, yada, yada, yada. You don't need to buy stocks to get exposure. But, yeah, we could, you know, for me, my line in the sand is, it's been here for a while now, 57%. Once we break below 57%, I think we will be in a full-blown altcoin season. So you need to see, you know, we need to see that break of structure. So we need to get below this downward sloping line of support, or upwards trending support line. Once we get below that, we'll cross that kind of barrier and we'll head into a severe altcoin season all the way down to 40%. And then 40% will probably be it. And it'll happen fast. So you better have a plan and you better be ready. You better be ready, because it will happen fast. It'll be like a couple months, and then it'll be over, and then we'll be in a bear market. So be ready, be careful, be prepared, have a plan, know where you're taking profits, know how you're handling it. So was the BTC ETH tweet from Trump fake? No. But the XRP Sol Cardano real? They were both real. You still in Bali? I am for a few more days, but I am actually going back to my nomadic lifestyle. I've been here for a year, and that's long enough. I like to move around. So I'm in Bali for a few more days. And then I'm going to Thailand, and then I'm going to Dubai, and then I'm going to Bulgaria, and then I'm going to Amsterdam. I'm going to start moving around a lot more. Get back into the travel swing of things. I want to remain stateless if possible, so that Canada doesn't get any of my coin. Or Filipino. I've never been to the Philippines, actually. Jailbait. Never been to the Philippines. I will one day. Just never happened. Never made it a high enough of a priority. All right. Let's take a look at the alts that were in that tweet. We're going to look at XRP, Solana, and Cardano. 39 people watching. Do us a favor, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. That is appreciated. So yeah, if we are entering into an altcoin season, what are we looking at? I think XRP, I think those three that Trump tweeted about are probably going to be the easiest plays. XRP, Solana, and Cardano are going to be the easiest plays. Let's start with Cardano BTC, still inside of this downwards channel, this downward sloping channel. This is the Bitcoin pair. You don't do that Aussie show anymore? Yeah, we do. Matt's, you must have missed the news, man. Matt just went to Crypto Fight Night and won against his opponent. He has been training and he has been traveling and he has not done a show with, he hasn't done the daily high with Tone Vase in a while, but he'll be back to reality, coming back to reality very soon. He was in ETH Denver. You got to watch that replay. It was, I mean, it was fast. Knocked the guy out in 15 seconds. Oh, hard forking. No, I'm long removed from hard forking. Haven't done that. And that guy's from New Zealand, not Australia. Yeah, so Cardano BTC. I always like to start on the BTC chart, especially when we're on the precipice of an altcoin season. I don't care what is happening on the dollar pair, because until you start to see an uptrend and until you start to see bullish price action on this chart, there won't be follow through, in my opinion. Let me flip my camera so that I'm looking as though I'm looking at the lens here. There we go. Now I'm pointing at the chart. That's what I want. So we still need to break out here. We still need to break out. So once we get a breakout, we'll probably get a sign of strength that will get us above 1,500 sats per Cardano, per ADA. And then that'll kind of kick off the bull run, I think, for Cardano. Again, I don't anticipate us to get to a new all-time high in Bitcoin terms, but we most certainly will get to a new all-time high in dollar terms. So let's go ahead and take a look at Cardano USD. We had that retest, and we're ready to kind of break out. We're ready to break out on this backup test here. So, you know, some solid closes, a weekly close above this level, I think would be a strong signal. We'll probably come down, do some sort of a test in this range, breakout, retest, and then that will be the move. That'll be the move that brings us above 3, above 4. I mean, from here, it would be safe to say it does a 10x, so you could see a $10 Cardano. I think that'll be a pretty safe play. Yeah, so it's looking good. It's looking good. That rotation. Subscribe to this channel because everybody's been telling you to buy alts. Everybody's been telling you that altcoin season is coming, and they've been telling you that for a year, and you're fucked as a result of listening to those people. We have been saying, wait, it's not time. It's not time. Give it a little bit more time. We haven't seen that rotation yet. We haven't seen the structure develop. We haven't seen us move into that parabolic phase of altcoin season. And now we're getting close to saying it. We're getting close to saying it. We will be right while everybody else will have been wrong, but they'll still claim that they were right, even though they were a year too early and caused you massive, massive downturns in your portfolio as a result of tricking you into altcoin season happening too early. Altcoin season is short, man. It's a 4-year cycle, and altcoin season is only 4 months of it. Can you see SUI and how high it can go? I don't do price predictions. I don't do price predictions. SUI will enter into a rally. Bitcoin will show topping signals. It's much easier to do your TA on Bitcoin. Bitcoin will do some topping signals. And once we are out of Bitcoin, we're out of everything, because there's not a single altcoin on the face of the planet that is worth holding in a Bitcoin bear market. You leaving Bali because you can't walk 20 yards without being run down by a scooter. Traffic is certainly a reason. Traffic is certainly a reason, but it's more so just for me to maintain my stateless status. You know, I don't want to pay taxes to anybody if I don't have to. I want to maintain a legal stateless status. As long as I don't spend more than 6 months, 183 days in any country, and I have a tax residency in a tax-friendly nation, I don't have to pay tax. I don't have to pay tax, and I can travel the world for less money than the amount of tax that I am saving. So I get to travel the world for free, basically. So I want to get back into that. All right, so that's Cardano. Let's go to XRP. I know people are just on the edge of their seat. They are edging on XRP. We'll start off on the chart that nobody cares to look at, XRP BTC. That's the chart I care about. XRP BTC. We're in this channel. We're up against the resistance of this channel in Bitcoin terms. Once we break out of this channel, we're going to get a big move, one of those big fuck you XRP moves that happen too fast to grab. And then we'll get that retest down here, and then it'll be off to the races for XRP. And with all of this narrative potentially driving into this crypto strategic reserve, which, by the way, the day that that goes into effect, I'm just calling it right now, there will be a date where it will be like, on this date, we will initiate a crypto strategic reserve. That day will be the top of the market. So just wrap your head around that idea, because that's going to be the top of the market. It's, what's the date today? I'm calling it right now. It is March 3rd, 10 a.m. in Asia. The day that the crypto strategic reserve goes into effect will be the top of the market. So just make a note. Calling it right now. And it will make no sense to anybody, particularly the XRP crowd. XRP just, the XRP army just will not be able to comprehend that. And they will lose a lot of money as a result of not understanding that this is the language that the elites speak in. This is how the value extraction works. But what date? We don't know yet. They haven't made, I mean, they just tweeted that it's happening. We don't have the date. We don't have the details. I'm just making the call that when that date is made public, there will be a rally into that date. That rally into that date will be the rest of the bull market. And then on that date, you might get a little bit of a move. And then after that, we're done. So that's XRP BTC. Let's take a look at XRP USD. Got to look at those slave currencies. The slaves prefer to look at the slave currencies. XRP USD. Yeah, we're looking at kind of like an all-time high break now. This is the area of interest. Once you have that all-time high break, that's where you're in blue sky territory. Blue skies up ahead. We can price to anything you want. From the all-time high, no joke, we can go to $30. We can go to $50 per XRP, I think. So the XRP OGs have been holding for a long time. You better capitalize on it this time. This is your last chance, man. You better capitalize on it this time. Because it's going to be a life-changing opportunity. And you know what the best thing about life-changing opportunities is they give you the opportunity to change your life. So take that opportunity. Take the opportunity to change your life. Don't leave it on the table. So yeah, XRP, you're wanting that break. This'll correlate with that break on the Bitcoin pair, obviously. Get that break above, and then boom, we're off to the races from there. And then it's sky's the limit. We don't know how high it can go. What I can tell you is it's not going to $30,000, which are some crazy tweets that I've seen of people being like, here's how XRP gets to $10,000. Here's how XRP gets to $30,000. That ain't happening. But $50 could be pretty sweet. But what date? April? Oh, no. no, this is going to be like end of year. The date might even be 2026. There's no way they're going to implement anything quickly. We're talking about the US government here. I mean, shit takes months. If we're to track the 2017 cycle, which up until this point, like we've maintained, we've been following the structure of the 2017 cycle, we would be looking around mid-December for that announcement. So that's another thing to look out for. If this is happening end of November, mid-December, as far as like the strategic Bitcoin reserve date, that's it. Like, I'll be selling damn near everything. I'm always going to hold some Bitcoin. But at that point, I will be really out. I will be heavily out of the market. Friday the 7th, we'll have a meeting where Trump discusses Bitcoin and crypto. Yep. Expect volatility. Big time volatility. Was that BRICS tweet real? Russia asked USA to resume direct flights? Not sure. All right, let's take a look at Solana. Where to go? Well, there it is. Solana BTC. Very similar structure to Bitcoin, actually. Very similar consolidation to Bitcoin. We have this sideways trading environment. Kind of looks like a distribution. Came back down to a support level. Is it sitting on the 200? It got to the bottom of the 200. And now we're looking for it to get back inside of the channel. Very similar. Very similar structure. Look at that structure, and then look at Solana's structure. Very similar. So because it has similar structure, we're going to look for similar things. What we need is to reclaim this area right here, and we need to get back above this downward sloping line of resistance. Let's say something like that. Something like that. Get above the downward sloping line of resistance. We need to reclaim the range, test the range, break out above the downward sloping line of resistance, and get above the trading range and start to head to the all-time high. Solana, by the way, has the highest probability of the altcoins to break a high, a prior high in Bitcoin terms, out of any altcoin that I see. So that's quite interesting. There are very few altcoins where the Bitcoin denominated chart creates a new all-time high. I still think Solana is, not here for the long run, but that's cool. And then Solana USD. Kahuna, aloha. Nice little dip. Nice little dip into the area that we were noting. Seemed like an area of support. Not a great structure, honestly. Maybe this kind of forms some sort of upward sloping double bottom where you got this kind of structure like this that takes us past the all-time high. But yeah, this is all going to be narrative driven. And the short-term analysis, like the next 48 hours, is really going to be dependent upon Bitcoin. How does Bitcoin react to this news? Is this narrative strong enough to suck in new money and suck in new participants? Solana unlocks incoming. Thoughts? Don't care. Don't care. If we're in an uptrend, unlocks don't matter. The price of anything is as much as somebody is willing to pay. And that's it. I don't care about unlocks. I don't care about bearish news in a bullish environment, and I don't care about bullish news in a bearish environment. If we're in a bullish environment, the bearish news has no effect. And that's kind of the easier way of interpreting that information. Dot. The Brutus is hiding in Caesar's realm. I don't know, man. I mean, everything will do well in an altcoin season. But I don't know if I care about Dot. I don't know if that's going to be a bull market pick for me. Dot. BTC will be a pathetic chart. Oof. Coming close to our downward sloping line of resistance. But that's been a horrendous asset to incorporate into your portfolio thus far. .USD, however, probably has a less depressing picture. Yeah, at least it's flat. But I do a lot of comparative analysis on strength. This asset is not showing strength. This is what we refer to in the market as a laggard. Laggards, I do not touch. I do not touch laggards because laggards never lead. They are only brought up. They have these sympathy pumps. And the problem with sympathy pumps is they usually pump right as everything else is curling over. So it gets a stifled price expansion. Generally speaking, who knows? I mean, this could totally change. But as it's presenting right now, it's certainly a laggard and probably will maintain less strength than the Cardanos, the XRPs, the Solanas. Laggard is Irish slang for prick. That's funny. He's a laggard. Waiting to unload. Avalanche. I think Avalanche is also a laggard. Let's take a look at AVAX USD. Yeah, it's a laggard. So, laggard doesn't mean it's not going to pump. Okay? It's just, let me kind of explain what a laggard is. So, let's say, Bitcoin is a leading asset. So, when Bitcoin pumps, it pumps. A laggard will lag behind. So, a laggard will pump like 3/4 of the way through Bitcoin pumping, and then Bitcoin turns, a laggard will also immediately turn, right? And it'll stay down for the amount of time that Bitcoin can turn around, gain confidence to the market. The laggard won't move till an all-time high break, and then the laggard will begin to curl up, and it'll go up to the point at which the leading asset declines. And when the leading asset declines, the laggard also immediately declines. That's the difference. But if you notice here, it's still an uptrend, right? It's just never leading. So because it's never leading, it's never given enough time to get the same results as a leading asset can get. Leading assets get far better results more quickly, more consistently than a laggard, because a laggard every single time needs time to convince, then it goes up. But as soon as there's anything negative, it immediately comes down. No, we haven't looked at Sui. Not yet. Cake in the face. Thanks for joining on X, by the way. Don't have a ton of engagement on X. So thank you, sir. Thank you for coming in and taking a comment. All right. By popular demand, Sui. We start off on the Bitcoin chart. I always do the Bitcoin chart. This is my show. You got to follow along with me. And then we'll take a look at the dollar pair. But for me, the Bitcoin chart is so much more important. It's so much more valid. It's so much more actionable. And if you're an OG who's been around since 2017, you know that the real moves come on technical breakouts of the Bitcoin pair, not the dollar pair. So we're still kind of in this retest area here for SUI. Still kind of below this area. Let's turn it into a range. No longer a line. Let's give it a range. It's kind of a shitty range too. This is the area that we need to get above. So we're actually kind of getting a rejection here right now on the Bitcoin pair with SUI. It's a no-go zone for me. Okay, this is pretty much the line in the sand for me. Above it, we keep it really simple. We're bullish above. Below it, we're bearish. And it's really that simple. So we are bearish below this line. We are bullish above this line. So currently, not too excited. It might dip to a new low. It might stay right here, and the market might drag it up. But until we can get above this line, I'm not bullish. Once we get above this line, I become bullish. And once we get above this price, that's a huge buy signal. So if you aren't already in, you better get in, because that's a huge buy signal. But right now, there's no rush. No rush for me. No rush for me whatsoever. SUI USD. Yeah, so this is, again, kind of showing that we have room. We have downside room here. Now, the bulls showed up every time. The bulls showed up here and defended this level, this $2.30 level. But again, it all falls in the hands of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin turns and gives us a new, or gives us a higher low even, but just takes a downside move, then the alts are going to puke. They're going to puke. And we could be looking at another area here where we get another liquidity test down below that kind of 250 range. So I think, you know, anything below 250 is a buy for me on this one. I think anything below 250 is a good buy for SUI. Until we can get a little bit more cooperation on the chart. So that's what I would be looking for. So XRP is a laggard with fat ass chicks with tats in tow. XRP is a leading asset. XRP is a leading asset this cycle. In the prior cycle, XRP was a laggard. Actually, in the cycle before that, it was also a laggard, but it did these just out of nowhere fuck you pumps that did come later. So XRP is not behaving like a laggard, you know, and that can easily, like, XRP USD. Oops. XRP USD compared to what was the one that we said was a laggard. Let's add it. Dot USD. So we add dot. Like, look at the difference here. Let's do 1 year in frame. So this is a perfect kind of example here. XRP pumped, dot went down. XRP pumped, dot kind of pumped a little bit. XRP pumped out of nowhere, dot did nothing. XRP and dot had some correlation. But look, it started pumping first. XRP started pumping first, and then dot was a laggard that happened after. And then as soon as things got bad for XRP, dot went down and it didn't come back up. XRP at least had some other attempts at a pump. So that's the difference between a leading asset and a lagging asset. So this cycle has been different for XRP, and XRP has been a leading asset this cycle, which is what it is. Scams that pump hard, my friend. Scams that pump hard. See how things are shaping up on Bitcoin. Yeah, that was a big move. You got to expect this. You got to expect this, you know, red candle here. When you get a $10,000 green candle, expect a $4,000 red candle the next day. That's just the nature of the beast. $58 people watching, man. The streams are getting more and more popular. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And get into the Discord. Get into the Discord. It's 100% free. Go to blackbox.pro, BLKBöX.pro, and you can get started. Sign up. Free account. And then once you're in the dashboard, click the join Discord. Get in. Come hang out. Come hang out. And not only do you get free trading bots, you get free alpha signals for new projects and free altcoin calls for new projects, which we haven't done many, but believe me, they're coming. The reason that we've been taking our time is because it hasn't been altcoin season, but altcoin season is coming. So get ready for that. Get bull run ready. Then we're also going to be introducing investment bots, like spot trading investment bots, and then copy trading as well. So if you just want to copy our trades automatically, all of that functionality is coming to the dashboard in the coming months. Spot investment buy the dip bots are coming soon. And then the copy trading bots are coming right after that. So go to blackbox.pro, BLKBöX.pro, and make your free Bitcoin trading account. In a BTC short from the top. Well done. Well done. You knew. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Don't hold on to that short too much. You know, you're playing counter trend. You knew it was coming, but you gotta, you know, be a lot more aggressive when you're playing counter trend. Let's see what's going on in the stock market. I guess the stock market's been closed, right? It opens today. Opens today. So maybe we don't need to look at the stock market. Let's see how gold's doing. Yeah, gold will bounce. It's a weird market. I think everything's going to go up. Everything. S&P will go up. NASDAQ will go up. Gold will go up. Maybe the dollar goes down. Maybe. But even the dollar has been showing an incredible amount of strength recently. And it's kind of on this backup. I really want to see it come down, though. If we see it come down, things will get a lot easier in the financial markets, and then kind of everything's aligned after that. Everything's cooperating in our favor after that. Let's take a look at gold, but let's put the money supply on there. Actually, let's look at Bitcoin with the money supply. No real updates in money supply, but generally speaking, what Bitcoin does is there's a little bit of a lag. There's a lag in performance from the money supply expanding and Bitcoin moving up. So you can see the money supply went into an expansion here, went up, money supply expansion. And then about approximately 3 months later, Bitcoin began the price expansion. Okay, so Bitcoin's kind of a laggard on money supply. We've been in a downtrend over here, but currency is in expansion. Money is in expansion right now. which means that Bitcoin will be in expansion approximately 3 months later, which is kind of like April. April will be where we kind of take off again. Late March, early April. We can totally repair the trend during March. March might end up being a repair trend candle for the monthly candle. And then April, that breakout candle. So we can spend the rest of the month fighting kind of 90-ish, high 80s to kind of high 100s. And then that'll be March. And then April will be a breakout of a new all-time high and a convincing breakout of an all-time high. And then that will allow for this, the months beyond that to continue the trend upwards, potentially to the end of the year. Potentially to the end of the year. So we could see something very similar to the 2017 cycle. We do have to watch out for the narrative of sell in May and go away. If everybody is saying sell in May and go away, then we know we don't need to listen to it. It's only when people are not repeating certain narratives that you listen to them. So never forget about sell in May and go away. But if everybody's saying that, if everybody in Twitter is saying sell in May and go away, everybody on YouTube saying sell in May and go away, don't listen to it. It will have no effect. We will giga pump. All right, so we'll just recap here. We'll just recap on Bitcoin, what we would like to see, couple outcomes. We want to see this area hold. We want to see this trend line break. We want to see this horizontal range be broken, get on top of the mean, and we want to break out of this consolidation. If we do this during the month of March, we're very well set up for continuation of the bull market. What I want to watch out for over the coming days to potentially a week is some sort of consolidation here underneath this resistance that increases in volatility and potentially shows weakness underneath this resistance. If we get weakness underneath this resistance, I may go ahead and sell some and take a safe position because we could be looking at new lows. So it's do or die. I'm gonna have to employ some speculation over the next few days to try and determine how we're looking. But there's a lot of things that we could point to that would potentially say, you know, we're looking to set up for repairing of this structure, invalidating the red wave, invalidating the bearish bias, and continuing on our merry little way for the rest of the year. But I'm not going to let those narrative-driven fundamentals get in the way of me executing upon my trading plan. So I'm going to be watching this area like a hawk very closely. If you want to know exactly what I'm doing, you know where to find me. It's in the Discord. I stream, you know, maybe once or twice a week. If you want up-to-date info, I'm in the Discord 24/7. I mean, I may as well be in the Discord 24/7. Obviously, I got to sleep, but I am in the Discord a lot and sharing ideas, sharing sentiment. And if we continue down, this Bitcoin dominance continues down, we'll be sharing a ton of altcoin trades. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's wait and see how this pans out. So thank you all for joining in. Let's let's go back to just chatting. Just, yeah, thanks for all of you joining in on Twitter, joining in on Twitch, joining in on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share this channel with other people that you think would find value from somebody who is giving you kind of a level-headed approach to the market. We don't take paid ads. We don't shill crypto projects. You know, I get emailed every single day of people saying, hey, can we, you know, shill our shitcoin on your show? And the answer is always go fuck yourself. So if you want an unbiased approach to how to navigate this market, then follow along, get into the Discord, go to blackbox.pro, that is BLKBöX.pro, and sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot today. And we will see you guys in the chat. Thank you all for joining in. See ya.